Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the Sidders Knits video YouTube podcast knitting thing.
Hello.
I am Sydney
And I am Arlene.
and we are Sidders Knits. I am Sidders Knits on Instagram and Sidder Ad on Ravelry.
Oh, boy, you're gonna make me think. I mean, I know
Design
what I am.
with
I'm Design
Arlene.
with Arlene and Stitch and Scrap. That's the one I was
Yeah.
thinking of. I had to think. So it's Stitch and Scrap on Ravelry. Yeah, and it's actually my account's been more active. I've been working on things more lately. So and I've been posting
on
them
Ravelry?
on Ravelry.
Or, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just go on Ravelry mostly for patterns. I don't really update, but
Yeah.
and even my Instagram, I kind of, which you'll see, I had like one finished project in the month and a half I've been gone.
Yeah.
But I kind of just had a little lull in making things, and so
It's all
haven't
good.
really
It's okay.
been posting. Oh well.
So we talked about this in a previous episode, I think, where we were talking about, do we want to make things for people for Christmas, or you said you were spacing them out for your birthday,
Yeah,
right?
for birthdays.
And I thought, what a good idea, because here it is,
Yeah.
the beginning of December, and both of us, right? You're like, you don't
Yeah.
want to sit down and knit, even though we might have time for it, but I
Yeah.
think
And I
it's
haven't.
nice that we
I'm
don't.
not making things for anybody. Some
Yeah.
stuff for my kids, but that's it. I'm
Right,
not.
that's what I'm doing too.
Yeah, I'm not making anything for any gifts for people.
Yeah. So
So,
cool.
yeah. All right, ready to get started?
I am. Let's go.
Okay. So first,
I'm just gonna
is
kick. Oh, what is the
mission
I
accomplished.
do have something.
Yeah,
for
you
that.
have a few things, right?
I do. Yeah.
Do you want to go first? Or
Yeah,
you
I'll
want me
go
to? Okay.
first.
I don't actually have what I finished, so. I'll just
So
have
I
to put it in.
have. So I know I showed the blanket that I had done earlier, and this was just some leftover yarn. This is the same purple. I think it's Vanna's Choice.
Oh yeah,
and
that's what you made Belle's little like
yes.
thing out of,
and
right?
then I made
Okay.
a blanket. Do you remember
Yeah.
that one? And then the same color, and all this really is. This is actually just for one of the kids. I thought they're
A little
dolls.
doll blankie.
Yeah, but it's the grandma's dishcloth, so it's really easy.
That's cute.
And I use, so it's worsted weight, and then you start out knitting 4, and it's called Grandma's Dishcloth on Ravelry, and it's a free pattern.
And then you just make it bigger than like,
Yes, so
okay, you just
typically
kept
it will
going.
tell you to go up to 44 stitches. Like you just keep increasing until you have 44 stitches for a dishcloth. And I went up to 80. That's how long. And it actually used about a whole skein
Oh,
of
wow.
a
That's
whole
crazy.
skein. So it's a good way. It's so small, isn't it, for a whole skein?
Yeah, I know. That's why when you said it used a whole thing, I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, it's
I
weird.
mean,
when
I
it's-
probably had maybe a couple yards
Yeah.
left over.
That's
and
cute.
that's how-
Yeah, for the little doll blanket.
Yeah, and it's one of those knits where if you just don't want to think. I talk about that all the time.
I was wondering if I
You
had
have
a
a
doll.
doll. You have a robot there.
Yeah, I have a little robot,
Yeah.
but not a doll apparently.
I had one
This
in my
thing
purse.
is like the toy bin in the office, so there's
Yeah.
scattered. We have like a Peppa
What you
Pig
don't see.
house. Yeah, some
That's
books.
cool.
It's not awful, but
Yeah. So that's the
I like
quick
it.
knit. That one just
Yeah.
took me a few days. And then this one is the bloom that I've been saying that I've been working on for a long time, but it's finished except for
pretty.
just weaving in. I know.
we'll have to
Can
see.
you
Maybe at the
it?
end we can stick it on Belle.
Oh yeah, we'll take a picture. Well, it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to give it to her as a gift, although she won't.
She's not gonna remember. She's 2.
So it goes down there. I don't know if I can. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, there you
Yeah.
can see it.
So it just starts and it's just it's like a ribbing. So it's got a lot of give to it.
Yeah.
It's meant to grow.
That's what I thought. Is like they only
Yeah,
have
and
like
then it
2
goes
sizes,
down.
right?
And then you've got a really pretty hand. So there's like two repeats
pretty.
of the pattern, and then the hem.
And the yarn worked out good
Yeah,
because
so this
we
is
ended
the
up having to
picks.
buy, I think, 2 more skeins,
I didn't buy
and you
enough.
can't even tell because I was, with the like
The
worried
dye lot,
didn't
yeah.
dye lots or anything. But
So
how
that's
pretty!
it. I'm
That's
gonna
really pretty.
I'm gonna kind of block it. I think I'm just going
Yeah.
to squirt some water on
Yeah.
there and lay it flat.
I'm so
but
excited for her to get her to wear
I'm
that.
hoping it'll kind of.
Because like she has a black long sleeve shirt, and then even with like black leggings, and she has those pretty little black
you could do
shoes
velvet,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she actually even has like a little black like they call boleros, like where it's just like the sleeve and like
Oh,
just
that
a
would be
little
cute
bit,
too.
like
Yeah.
one button right there.
Cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really
That's
pretty.
what-
I
that's
like
my
that a lot.
finished-
Turned out
Yeah.
good.
Thanks.
I haven't seen it. I think I saw it and it still had like that much left.
Yeah, because I was walking around. I need more. I
Yeah.
ran out.
Yeah.
I ran out of yarn.
So I have one finished project, and that is a pair of baby socks, which they are in the mail already. The baby was born, I think, actually was the baby born by the last podcast?
Yeah,
He might have been. I think I
maybe.
said, "Oh, the baby was just born, and I'll get him done soon." So I guess it hasn't been as long as I thought since we did a podcast.
Okay, so that's good.
Not
We
too
were
bad.
thinking
I
that
was
we
thinking
were
it had been
really
like
behind.
months. It hasn't been that long. So I did the like baby sock recipe, I think is the name of the pattern, by Mina Phillips, and it was just, I did the smallest size, and then I had done like a fish lips kiss heel, but I did like garter stitches on there, and I'll put a picture probably between our heads of the socks. And so they were pretty fast. I just didn't feel like knitting them though. Like they took me
Really weren't into
a
it.
few weeks to make, but it's just because I didn't want to. Like it wasn't because they actually took a long time. It's just because I didn't feel like knitting them. So
Yeah.
it was just hard, but I got them done. I got them blocked. I finally blocked some of those Gryffindor socks for my coworker. Her birthday was like 2 months ago, and I finished the socks
And you
really
gave
close
them
to
to
her
her?
birthday. No, I just
okay.
did it, so they were still wet the last day I
Okay.
had work. So those are in my
And then did you
bathroom.
have little miniature sock
Yes.
blockers? That is
I
what
did.
I really wanted.
They're
I
really
thought, how
cute.
Yeah.
They're by this lady. Her like Instagram name and then her Ravel or Etsy shop is called Tesla Knits, and
Okay.
so she has, and it's like this thin plasticky stuff, and it's just a little sock blocker. So they're really cheap, versus like their sock blockers that are like $20 or something. Like I think the baby ones were like $5, and then she has adult sized ones that are like 7 or 8. So I mean it's like
Wow, a
it
lot,
wouldn't
yeah.
be, because I have like those metal ones where
I
it's
like
only the
those,
metal frame, so it's nice because then like air can be kind of going through more, where this is like it's a piece of kind of plastic, so you're not going to have that like breathability, but
Oh, it's like a solid piece. Okay.
yeah, like a solid piece of plastic. But
Did
maybe
you-
I'll try to put in a picture of those
Yeah.
here too, since they're in my purse.
That would
I
be
think,
good to
and
see.
somewhere.
So did you
Yeah.
ever have wooden sock blockers?
No, you did.
I
though,
did,
right?
and I don't know why I ordered them. Maybe because I had seen somebody. So
Well, I
they're
think that was really all
okay. We
that
didn't
there
have big-
was
Okay.
when
They had
we were
holes
knitting
drilled,
our
like drilled
fingers,
into
like,
them,
being
and they
silly.
were
Yeah.
and they were covered with like a varnish of some type, but very
Yeah.
slight. And the problem with that is after it gets wet, on the edges it gets like rough, a little rougher. So
Yeah.
the wood catches on my socks.
Oh yeah.
So I have to be really, really careful, otherwise it'll snag it.
yeah.
You know.
And that's
I
why
guess.
I love those wire ones I have. Cause
I like that. I'm
they're-
gonna have to probably get some more, or if I
Yeah. 'Cause
sometimes
I think I
don't
got 'em at
block.
Jimmy
We
Bean's
talked about
Wool.
that. Oh yeah, I need to go down there.
I think they're like $20 or something.
Yeah.
They had, I think when they were doing their big sale when they moved, I swear they had some, and I should have just snagged a bunch, but
I
it
know
just
you
was
always think
not
I'm
thinking
gonna
that.
take
Yeah,
all
I was
that.
like,
Yeah.
well, no, I have a set. I don't need more. I have like the bigger size and then like the size for my feet, and then it's
Okay.
just like hindsight. I wish I would have grabbed them, but
That's
oh well.
all right. It's okay. They'll
Yeah.
have another sale. Somebody else will have a sale.
Yeah, and really, it's not. I mean,
Yeah.
I can buy a pair.
We're surviving just fine
Yeah.
without it.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of how we've, not survival, but how we've gone into
Yeah.
Christmas this year. Don't you think?
Mhm.
We've talked about that before. Like this year, we're just
Yeah.
I'm really sticking to a list.
Yeah.
I'm usually really horrible at finding, I already have a gift.
Yeah.
Like for my mom, I already bought her a book, and then she says, "Oh, I have a list, and there's a few things I need." And then I almost felt like this guilt because I should get her something on her list. Isn't that
I
funny?
didn't know she had a list.
She had said, "Oh, there's a few things
Oh,
that
okay.
I."
I'll have to ask her
that
what's
I
on her
want."
list.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
I refrained. However, and she doesn't watch this, so I'm going to say
Yeah,
this. Did I
no.
tell you what I did?
The book,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
So one of our cousins, so it's my first cousin, so it's my mom's grandma's nephew, and he posted on his Facebook account that this book just came out, and he's the photographer of it, and so it's a book that I don't think my mom would really be interested a lot in the whole story. Like she wouldn't pick it out
Yeah.
on her own, but it's he's acknowledged it as being the photographer. So I picked it up on
Yeah.
I bought it off Amazon, and I had to laugh because I searched for it first, and then it says, "Oh, on Kindle it's free." Okay, so back to the book.
Yeah.
So he's got this book, and he's the photographer, and I think that my mom would really like it because his name, which his last name is my mom's maiden name, so his name is going to be in the book. And she loves getting things like that. You know how she is.
Yeah.
Did you hear so and so did
Yeah.
this? And they're over here. Look, here's his name, and here's so. I think she'll get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell her, so I'm telling you. Now.
Yeah, and
I'm not going to say anything. She's going to be looking at the book. I think it's kind of like a time travel romance book.
Yeah.
So it's not her genre of book.
No,
But I'm not going to say anything, and I'm just going to wait for her to we're going to watch her reaction.
Yeah. When she opens it first, and then before she reads the name,
she's going to be, what's this?
Yeah.
So,
where'd you get this from?
Because I guess the acknowledgement is in the back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
Anyway.
it's not like on the cover. It'll be fine.
And it's cute because I got on Facebook, the author said, "Oh, this is great. I think your mom and how sweet or whatever. I'm really close to my mom, so maybe somehow I'll print it out so that way
and put that
she
in there
saw
for
the
grandma
author
too.
was excited that you got it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Fun.
yeah,
That's-
I'm off on a tangent. I don't even know what we were talking
Okay, well
about.
now I think we're on to Stitches started.
Okay, all right.
Did you have anything?
I
for this one?
don't. I
Okay.
just finished that one little blanket
Yeah.
just for something to do, and so I have not.
I have one. Ooh. Kicking
There's a
toys.
toy.
Yeah. So with it getting cold now, it like started snowing today. It was snowing.
Yeah,
It
it's
snowed a
pretty.
couple days ago too, but it's actually like getting cold. So I'm starting to make some stuff for my kids, just some cold weather things. So here's a hat that I am very close to being done. I'm on the decreases for the top. This is I want to say it's called the Barley Hat, but I can't remember for sure. By Tin Can Knits is the name. So they have a lot of really good, like, kind of simple patterns. And so this is just, it's basically stockinette, but then on this side you have this garter stitch kind of little pattern just to kind of see that. Like,
Oh, look at
so it's very
that.
simple. It's just, you have that little
But
tiny.
still, it's something
kind
a
of
little
thing, yeah.
different.
And I did a twisted rib. So I just did one by one, like ribbing, but I did the twisted rib where you just knit through the back loop. I think it just looks a little bit prettier. It's so
Yeah.
hard. The sun is going down, so it's
Well,
like kind of hard to see. Like I can see
think the
better in
camera
here
is
than
really
I can here.
I'm glad you said that. I thought it was just me.
no, I can barely
And
like see it.
That's why. Where is that?
And even like it's hard because I think the colors aren't picking up great, but I think the lighting's okay. It just gets dark so early now.
I
So
know.
it's not even 5 o'clock, and it's like the sun's
And we
going
were
down.
saying we have to do this podcast.
Yeah.
So here we are.
But yeah, so I'm almost done with this, and then I'm gonna make one for my daughter too. So
What yarn is
I
this?
can. This is I want to say it's Manos Still Uruguay in
that's
Rios
pretty.
yarn, and I can't remember the name of the coloring. I got this in my fiber share bag or package, so that's pretty exciting. And it's just perfect for his hat. It's the colors are just really pretty, like teal, green,
Yeah.
blue, where it'll be good. So I just have to figure out a way to put his name in it because I know when it goes to school, it's easy to get lost. So I was thinking of somehow putting like a piece of fabric just that I write his name on and stitching it in there or something. But almost done. Like I could have finished it today, but I have a lot of grading to do.
Yeah,
So,
and still, we
I
see
was
there's
grading.
a stack here in her
Yeah,
office. on
darn
the
it.
desk.
Grading papers. So
It's
I
almost
figured
over
I better
when
do
you
that.
think about
Yeah. Next, not this Monday, but the following Monday is our last
Good.
day.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. So almost done. I should finish it this weekend. I might have made it a little too long, but I think it'll
That's
be
okay.
fine. Just a little
They're,
poofy.
those
well.
are in now, right?
Yeah, the
Or-
like slouchy.
Yeah. Think of it like that.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything. I haven't started.
Right. So then projects in the queue.
And right now,
Yeah.
I'm not really. I'm doing a lot of other things.
Yeah.
I think right
Just
now.
kinda
so I
busy.
put that a
It's
little on the
hard.
back burner.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I have a couple. Well, and like I was just talking about the hat. So I'm doing the one for my son, and then I'm gonna do one for my daughter. And then after that, the next thing is gonna be mittens for both of them. Which again, I found it's this one here, also by Tin Can Knits, called The World's Simplest Mittens. And this is a free pattern. So that hat and then these mittens are also a free pattern. And I think it was in their like collection. See if it said it on here. I don't see it, but like they had like a almost like not quite beginner, but like basic knits collection. And I think this might be part of that. They're just
And so some of their patterns free and some.
yeah, because I
Okay.
have some that are paid too, but like, and this is cool because you can do fingering weight, DK weight, worsted, or chunky. So they have like
Yeah.
for any kind of yarn. And then they have sizes from baby, so it's toddler, child, adult, small, medium, and large. So like they have just, and same thing with that hat. They have baby, toddler, child. So I can do the one hat, but I can make one for myself and for my kids, and just not have to be like, okay, it's how much bigger,
Right,
how do I, it's
right,
just
yes.
already there, and I could do the same thing. And just simple, easy,
That's the
fast,
kind I need.
everything. Yeah.
I've never tried mittens because I've always
Yeah.
been really intimidated by the finger. Like even though it's just the thumb.
Yeah.
Because you've made gloves before.
Yeah. Remember I made those ones for Alex? So when my husband was living in Virginia, I made him gloves that I like kind of designed myself. And I did a really cool like Fair Isle pattern on this side. No, on one of the sides.
Did you put his
and I put his name
Yeah.
like at the bottom or something. And then he lost them.
I didn't know he
Yeah.
lost them.
And the socks, remember I made those socks for him while he was
Yeah.
on his mission? I love that yarn. I just remember it was Lorna's Laces, and it was one of their like monthly colors, which I actually found out that they're bringing the monthly colors back next year.
They are.
Mhm. I was at Jimmy Bean's Wool, and the guy there, I needed to learn his name because he knows my name, but I don't know his name. I don't know if I've ever
Is
asked.
he taller and like an
Yeah,
older guy?
yeah.
Kinda? Yes.
He's so nice,
He is
and he
very
remembers, and because my name's kind of spelled weird and stuff, and he knows when I go in there, because I go in a lot, like I run errands for work, and it kind of is over there, so I'll like stop in really quick and get some needles or something. And so I went in this week, and I was asking, oh, is there a Christmas color from Lorna's Laces? And he was kind of telling me that I guess someone new took over the company, and this year they didn't do like the monthly colors, but that they're bringing them back next year. And apparently there is a Christmas color, but Jimmy Bean's Wool decided not to get any. And I was like, it's not a big deal. I don't need, I just thought, oh, is there a Christmas one? And so tangent. But anyway, those socks I made, so back to the socks I made for him, he told me they were great for running and slipping around on the floor on.
Jeez, you're like, do you know how many hours?
Yeah. And I was just like, so they're not slippers. But
you know, at least he was honest.
yeah, and it's just kind of one of those. It's like you have to just, once you give something, not.
Yeah.
And I mean, now that was before you're married or anything.
But
so
you know, honestly,
it's a little different. Now I take care of the socks, and so I'm
Yeah.
washing the
Oh,
one
yeah.
washing them
Yeah.
and things. So, but I just remember that I was like, cool. He lost the gloves that I like designed myself, and then ran around and slid around on the floor in the socks I made for you.
you can see. Speaking of, you were talking about Lorna's Laces.
Uh-huh.
So there is a skein of yarn that I got. Is it Hey Sister? Is that right? Hey
Yeah.
Sister.
Yeah.
And when I got it, do you remember you loved that? And you said, I want some.
Yeah.
So a little story here. I looked for a pair. I knew that you had, not a pair, but I looked for some of that yarn. I knew that you had a lot of yarn already, but I thought, oh, she said she really liked that. Hey Sister. I looked, and I tell you what, they must sell out. Like,
Yeah, they just
really,
do
and
an update, and
I
it's
didn't
only
know
for
that.
the update. Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I'll just get her some yarn. She'll like that. That'll be a good
Yeah.
surprise. And no.
They actually just recently did a thing. I just saw it where they're doing a ugly sweater Christmas sock mystery knit along.
Oh, really?
And they had done a kit, but I mean the kit was basically one full skein and then like 5 minis. It was really cool. And I thought about like, oh, I'll just buy the pattern. I have so much yarn. But then it was like, ugh, do I really want to try to do another thing? Even though I think it'd be fun, it's just, you know, I want to get the hat done. I want to get the mittens done. So, oh, I forgot about one of my stitches started.
Oh, do you have it?
Yeah,
Oh,
right here. I'm going back because I love this thing. This is that sweater I started.
Oh, look.
So this is my Tecumseh sweater. And I was loving working on this thing. And then I'm almost to the bottom of this first like feather pattern. But then that's when like I had the baby gifts and stuff, so I stopped working on this. But it is so much fun. I mean, it's slow.
That is so pretty.
Really slow, but I love how it looks. So
Wow. And I've never,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm gonna have to watch how you do this
Yeah.
one day to carry the yarn.
yeah,
I
and
can't
it's kind of
figure
hard.
it-
And like
yeah.
when you get to the point where there's so many like stitches in between, like here I've got to where there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like of the gray, and then it starts the blue. Like having to start carrying the yarn is kind of hard. So like twisting it around
Yeah,
to like keep
yeah.
it from like bunching up. But yeah, so this is my sweater.
That's really pretty.
And I'm loving it.
Beautiful.
and I want it to be done, but I also have other things that I have to do. So.
And I'm looking at it, keeps getting darker and darker.
I know.
We gotta
Like
hurry up.
even here, I can tell. I mean, the lighting's okay, but it's getting darker. So and then in the queue, it's just the mittens
Okay.
and that, and I think that's about it. Okay.
All right.
Moving
so
on.
We better move on.
Random
So
recommendation.
I
Kids are
have
getting
a
louder.
couple. I know. Well, you need to shut the door. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
do you need to shut
kinda.
the door? Random recommendation. This is knitting related. So I got ordered it from Steel City Stitcher. Say that last 3 times. And it is a like a holder, a project bag. So I just got it. I'm gonna open it up. So it's for my. I know. I was telling her before we started. I love it when people open things right, on the video. But it's awfully loud, isn't it? So she is Steel City Stitcher, and it looks like, does she have like a little button?
Yeah, button
And then a stitch marker.
Yeah, stitch marker.
So there she is right there. That's where I got it from. And she's on Instagram. And then it looks like tea and some mitts.
I know. I wish I liked tea. Like,
I like
that's
tea.
like the thing.
I
Like
use
people
pumpkin
like
spice,
knit
so.
and drink tea, and
And then we've got
I
a
keep
couple of
trying.
these too.
Keep buying tea.
You keep trying to see what you like. You just have to put enough sugar in it.
Exactly. That's what I said. Cream and
not
sugar, and
good.
then I'll drink it.
Okay, so here's the project bag.
That
It's
is so
Star Wars.
pretty.
So I kind of was at. I don't think he has any idea. So I know my almost 11-year-old. He crochets. He's learned to knit a little bit, but he picks it up really quickly. And so this is the medium bag, but you can see how.
And it's snap. I like the snaps.
I know we're all being quiet. It's just Christmas. And then it looks like it's got, look, this is,
How cool.
yeah. It's just more, for a kid, a boy.
Yeah.
I think it was, and
Yeah.
he was kind of mentioning, I need one of those. Okay, so we got a phone call.
Yep.
And then said almost 11-year-old walked in, so we had to just jump when the phone call got here and then hurry up and put that gift away. So anyway, okay, so on to other things, and I
Yes.
had a couple of other things, but they're not fiber related. But one of them was a book, and I really can't say that I am recommending it because I haven't read it, but I just wanted to show it because I was thinking if any of you have read it before, let me know how it is. This is another book I got from my mom. It's The Elephant Chaser's Daughter. So she likes books that are kind of unique and have a story. And what is, I don't know what you would call it. It was kind of,
She likes a lot of like
the
biography
mysteries.
kind of,
And yeah, that's what I was looking for. So this
Yeah.
is like a biography.
Okay.
And it tells, I think, how she was from a poor country, and then she, I think she became like a doctor or something, and how she was able to do that. So I think she'll like this book.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, and I know we've talked about it, is this year I've really seen a lot of, it's called The Giving Manger, right? The Giving Manger. And we looked at it, and we were thinking, do we really? It's $40, which is I think okay, but I didn't want to pay it, so I decided I would just kind of do a version of my own. So I looked on Pinterest, and these are around, out there, but I wanted to show it. We just made it out of popsicle sticks. We did it as
That's cute.
like one evening. We did it, we tried to turn the TV off and no electronics, and
Yeah.
so the kids
Family
moan and
time.
groan. But
Yeah.
so we talked about it, and then so the idea is to every time you do something kind, then you would put a piece of straw in there, and then December 25th, I think, in the morning, like baby Jesus will appear. So I got this is it called raffia, and that's from the dollar store. So I just took that, and then I unwrapped one of them, and then I cut it so it's at home. We just put it on a big, like a, not quite a doily, but a fabric, like a centerpiece in the kitchen. Yeah, you've seen it, haven't you?
I don't think I have.
And then we
I don't
put
think
this
I've
right in the middle, and then I put all the pieces of straw, this raffia, that just kind of loose. So, I mean, kind of, if we move it around, it kind of gets places, but this costs like nothing. So at my house, I thought leaving a $40 little manger with baby is just, it's going to get lost. Kind of like they'd like to slide on the floor with that too.
Yeah.
So, and then their idea on Pinterest was to take a little, like a baby, like even I think from dollar store, like a little doll, like the Playhouse babies, and then wrap it in like a little piece left over, like
Fabric or something. Yeah.
and then you can even tie it up or for some. So the kids are kind of trying to do it. You know, it depends on what age they are because you know. So anyway, that was kind of my my recommendations.
I have one too that's kind of related. So I just made this today. I've been thinking about it for a while. It's big. So it's a little like advent calendar board.
Yeah.
So on here, I mean it's big. So
do you want me to hold it when you want? You hold it next.
Okay. So it's a poster board, and up here, see how I have like the circles and I have these little ones. So these are from like a little advent study that I got. These little little pieces. So it's like kind of goes along with the advent study. Then these circle ones. So all this is a poster board that I covered with wrapping paper, and then I just glued
what kind of glue did you use?
I just used Elmer's glue, liquid glue.
You did?
I was gonna use a hot glue gun, but I don't know where mine is, so I just did that.
I used hot glue on my minis.
Yeah.
And it's actually not the glue; it's the clips.
Oh.
The clothespins are
and that's
falling
what, who knows how it's gonna hold up, but
so it's cute.
so anyway, so I have that, like the little daily thing, and then I put these little circles, and these are scavenger hunt circles that I got from, I think it's TP Girl. She like requested to follow me on my Instagram, but then I looked, which I always deny people on my like personal Instagram if I don't like know them, but I always click on theirs and see what they are, and she has like these really cute printables and all these different things. I was like, oh, so I'll follow you, but anyway, so that's the story for that. But one of them she had was a scavenger hunt, and it's meant to be like there are 9 of them, and then it's like the hunt kind of thing, like 1, 2, 3, like you do it at once.
Okay.
But what I did is I just separated it, and I did 1 for the first 9, and then I'm just probably put this here on 10, like that, just do them again. So like this one says, Christmas magic is in the air, look here, look there, go to the stair. And what I'm gonna do is put a Christmas book over on a stair, which I don't know that we have any stairs in our house at all. Like I don't think we, but anyway. Oh no,
porch.
Do we have one? I don't think we do, but I think in the garage we have one.
Okay.
So I think is the only one we have in our house. And then what I'm gonna do is put a Christmas book. So there's another thing that I follow. It's getting really dark. Another thing
you're right.
that I follow, and it's called Little Ones Learn, and she has like these lists, and one of them was a book list. It was like a Christmas recommendation book list. And so what I did is I went through the list, and I put those books on hold at the library.
Oh, cute.
So I have like 5 of them right now. And then I'm probably gonna go put a hold on some more, because I'm like, well, I don't want to take all of them at once and be really mean and take all the Christmas books. But so I have like 5 of them so far, and so I was just gonna put a book. So like this one, I'd go put the book on the stair, so the kids would read it, and then they'd have to go find it, and then we'll read that book that night. So just like all these Christmas books, and I actually just went through our books today to collect all the holiday books too. So I just figure, okay, I'm gonna get all these ones from the library plus the ones I have, so that hopefully we get around like 25 books, because that'd be kind of fun, just different. And then
I have some too that you can use, because I tried at one time trying to get 25 books to have.
Okay.
So I have quite a few.
Yeah, because I thought about buying them, and I was like, wait, I could just get some from the library.
Yeah.
You know, because it can get expensive if you're 10 books or $10 for all these books, and like a book and things.
Yeah.
But so I thought that worked out good. And then what if I don't like the book or whatever? Just and then
That's a cute idea.
kind of
like
my other part of this was like setting a timer for like 7:30 every night or 7:20. So timer goes off, time to do like a quick pickup, and then we'll get jammies on and brush teeth, and then we get to go do our book hunt, like to try to like get in a better routine of like getting to bed by 8, because kids need to go to bed. And now we ran out of storage and had to delete some stuff. So I think it'll still be okay, but a little bit of a
choppy,
interesting.
Maybe,
yeah,
it's really
I know,
dark.
it's really dark. Oh, that sun must have. I think it went behind some clouds and mountains. So, and you're like even darker. Like I feel like I have more light.
If
in
the
the
light,
dark.
will the light be really glary even if it's dark? Let's try it.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's yellow. Oh wait, there we go. Look.
Oh, now you can see. I mean, the lighting isn't great, but at least for us to say goodbye, you can see us a little bit.
So, yeah, I think that's it. So we'll try to do it, and let's try this in a couple weeks so that we can.
Yeah, maybe around Christmas or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
It'll be fun. Well, hopefully, I know I was like, oh, our Christmas recommendations at this point, like December's already started, but oh well.
But that's okay.
Even
If you
ideas for
can-
next year,
yeah,
like
it's a
that
quick
scavenger
one.
hunt. You could look that up.
Yeah,
and
you
that.
could make it easy. You
Yeah.
wouldn't even have to make this board. You
Uh-huh.
could just have like little pieces of paper, and then
Yeah.
you could, you know.
Yeah, and I think even
or-
like for that like your little the giving mangers. Trying to think of how you could even like
Yeah.
other things you could do instead of like a manger. I don't know.
Something or anything. You've heard of the kindness jars. This is just
Oh yeah,
to put
yeah,
in,
just something kind
make
of.
it more Christmas related. And you said about this, Michael's had their really good sale on elves, like the shelf on the elf. It was an ornament. It's like,
Oh.
I'm whispering it because the kids are in the other room. So I bought two because one was like more representative of the kids, like So I bought a boy and a girl, and so I thought, and then they have posable arms.
Oh, that's cool.
Like my other elf hasn't, so it was really hard to put him in different things. But I thought, here's December 1st, and I thought I have two. I might have to. That's a lot of work. If you guys do Elf on the Shelf,
I know.
yeah. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, now they remember it. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, so I'm not gonna
Another
start it.
I forgot about
We
it.
have a little elf that great grandma had actually given me, and it's just this little red little elf thing, and it's like you can actually bend it around. But Carter was asking me, "Can we touch this elf?" I said, "Yep, that is from my great grandma. It is not one of those elves. It is not that kind of elf."
And I'm like, no. Okay, but he thinks so. I have an extra elf.
No, we don't have one at our house.
Okay. All right.
Santa's not going to send us one.
My 7-year-old asked, I saw her write a letter to Santa. We went to breakfast with Santa this morning. And she said, can we just write whatever we want? I go, yeah, letters to Santa. She wants a phone. She still is on a kick about that phone. And I'm like, not going to happen.
Yeah.
7 years old. And I know some kids get it, but
Jeez.
anyway.
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, have a good December.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
see
be
you in a
back.
few weeks.
We'll be back before then. Well, I think
Yeah, before the end of December.
I think I'm more organized than I usually am for Christmas. So
Yeah, me too.
we'll
Things
just
are
have to
going
put
good so
this
far.
in. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.